This is Newcastle, home to the greatest bakery to ever exist, Greggs. And this is a story on how I visited every Greggs in Newcastle in 24 hours to find the perfect Greggs. So how many Greggs are there in Newcastle? In its entirety, 33. And we're going to be walking in the majority, only allowing ourselves one use of transportation, which regardless would take 12 to 13 hours, and that just seems unreasonable for a 250 subscriber channel. Like and subscribe, by the way. So what we thought would be best is to go to every Greggs in Newcastle upon Tyne, as that's the section where Greggs was really born and will have the best Greggs, which in total has 21 Greggs. Now, instead of doing this alone, I recruited my good friend Connor, who travelled all the way from Ireland to help me on this quest. Off to meet Connor now. I'm quite excited to meet him for the first time. It's quite a weird one. It's been 5 years. Five! And for the first time ever, we met.
Come here, man. Oh,
Finally. Like a small Victorian child. Good morning.
As the day began, we set off to Newcastle bright and early to make sure that we hit as many Greggs as possible. Let's just hope it's not raining and actually good weather. Yeah. Once we'd arrived, we approached our first Greggs in the train station.
So we begin. Greggs is right there. It's going to be Connor's first ever Greggs as well. I'm on English soil for the first time in like 10 years. How lucky is he? Let's go.
To judge each Greggs, we'll be buying the most iconic food of all, the sausage roll. It's not my favourite, that's actually the chicken bake. Is what I'd usually get, by the way. But if I'm truly judging Greggs, I should be eating its most iconic food.
Can I have one sausage roll, please? We got the first goods. You excited for your butter sausage roll?
I haven't eaten all day, so yeah.
I've starved him till this point. There is steam coming through the bag right now. It's piping hot. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Fall off the bone. Yeah, it's very good.
It is very good, isn't it? I don't know why I ate it like that.
A little bitch.
First one done. Let's go! The next one is not that far at all. It is like right next to us. Because we're about to enter the cluster. And I mean the cluster of Greggs. We're leaving the station. And it's right there.
Connor was already thrilled to be here. If you can't tell already, Greggs are everywhere in Newcastle, especially as we enter the cluster, which has 8 separate Greggs living close to the city centre, which is insane. And the first Greggs in this cluster was again very close.
Yeah, they're literally this close. It's actually ridiculous.
And to my surprise, it was a big Greggs. So we sat inside, and to my surprise, the sausage roll was near perfect. It was also one of the better presented bakeries as a whole, so we already have a contender for the best Greggs.
This could be peak sausage roll. I actually think this is peak sausage roll.
As we travelled far and wide, we'd find so many more Greggs in this cluster. Simply put, they were everywhere. At most being an 8-minute walk away from each other, almost being checkpoints of shelter from how miserable the rain was. We also spotted these Shaun the Sheep statues in the most random places.
Shaun the Pirate. He's going to go get the One Piece. One Piece.
So we took on the side quest to find as many of them as possible before we left. None of the Greggs hit as hard as the big Greggs in the cluster, but there was actually one left which we struggled to find until we realised something.
Oh, is it in Primark?
There's literally ones in like Primark and stuff that we're just trying to have to get, so that's fun.
But the Greggs we were about to encounter shocked me more than I could imagine. Tasty by Greggs? What is this place? But little did we know, we entered Heaven's Gate. They had flying sausage rolls. They had a sausage roll swing chair. They even had that One Wanted minigame from Mario DS. This was incredible! The aesthetic is also very different to your traditional Greggs and offers different drinks, which I, of course, had to try.
I tell you what, that's bloody lovely. This one's really good as well. This could be a win, you know. This is currently my top one, but I kind of did like the just normal big Greggs, so shit. This is interesting though. We had a Greggs swing. They had a Greggs swing. They had a sausage roll swing.
This was undoubtedly the coolest of all. However, The cluster didn't have the main Greggs I'm looking for, that being the first ever Greggs to exist, made 87 years ago by John Gregg, which is exactly the name you'd give the creator of Greggs. If I could make it to that Greggs, that would be my peak.
This is where it starts to get really fun and awesome. Yay! It's gonna be so good! I love Greggs! We're out the cluster now, so it's gonna be an interesting one from now. St. James's Park. Last time I was here was literally when I met the Sidemen in 2016 for the book signing. That's actually so funny.
The cluster was the main part to get out the way, but the next section would begin our journey to finding the final Greggs. And so our big walk began. Oh wait, there's one more here. And so our big walk began, in which we'd explore the beautiful city of Newcastle.
Bro brought us to like fucking ends.
Oi, Connor, what do you get? It's Apple owned Kia. IKEA. Way, way.
We found the next Greggs, and this one was definitely older and the least updated, as it had the logo which was the logo that I had for most of my childhood. From this point, all the next Greggs are far, and little did we know it was going to be hell, pain, suffering, maybe anguish, a little bit of agony even. Let's just say this walk was going to be a constant uphill incline, the worst rain known to man, and well, surrounded by the city of Newcastle. This is exactly how you think it is. The next couple Greggs were mid, and we felt nothing, especially after realizing the amount of time it took to get to them, and the amount of hours it's going to take to get to the rest of them. But at least we saw some interesting place names on our way.
You know.
What's the 5 minutes there, guys?
I mean, where's Aaron Yeager? Where's Aaron Yeager?
Number 15. Number 15.
Now this is where I need to be a bit real here. The rain, the walking, and also being in the middle of the most random ass area in Newcastle, it was getting a bit too much for us. I got no footage, but just imagine us at a bus stop in the middle of literally nowhere, realizing we'd probably not be able to do it as the next Greggs was the furthest any had been, and also questioning why we were doing this at all. We were actually miserable. Speaking of, why were we doing this? Well, you see, as a kid, I lived in a small town which wasn't surrounded by big brands or anything of significance, but the main occasional food I'd get would be a Greggs, as it was the only big name place around me. Getting anywhere from there was a treat, and I love it. Not only because it tastes great, but because it brings me back to times of the past. Times you wish you could get back, but can never. And it's simple foods like this that make you feel something. I don't know why Connor joined me though. The next Greggs would be our longest walk of the entire trip. And honestly, the only way we could get there is by letting our legs go on autopilot. So we travelled to the furthest out Greggs, just to find out.
Oh, this was short. Oh, fuck. We didn't have to do this one. Are you fucking for real?
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm going to end my life.
God. Okay, we thought it was closed. It's not. Thank God. We walked a lot for this one.
Now that was just so silly of me. As we collected more and more Greggs, I'd noticed Connor had been getting a bit more scary to be around.
I think he's going insane. I think he's going insane. I think he's going insane. I think I might have lost him.
I needed to get him a treat, and fast. So I got him some Prime Energy and Mr. Beast chocolate to save him from all the pain.
Nothing.
I'm such a good friend. Then I broke into song to lighten up the mood further.
I am fucking dying out here. But Greggs is near. Greggs is close, and I really am happy to be here. I'm dying inside. I'm dying inside here. Why am I here? Oh, big Greg's. Oh, it's actually really small. Like, look at.
Regular Greg's.
It's like a regular Greg's.
Regular Greg's.
As we got to this Greg's, we realised how close we were to the finish line, and how close we were to eat at the place Greg's was born.
Are you ready?
Will ever be, I suppose.
This was going to be life-changing.
It's for me.
There's so many jokes I can make here. So many jokes. Oh my god.
Gosforth, I'm spitting everywhere. Whatever the fuck. I'm actually baffled.
Alpha male grooming. Second to last one. We're nearly
One
done.
to go.
One to go.
Now, as we get close to the end of this journey, completing this challenge felt more than just going to every Greg's. As I said before, this was me and Connor meeting for the first time ever after being friends for ages. Pretty much 5 years. I can't state how much I appreciate him as a friend. We had like so much fun together on this trip, and he truly is the GOAT. So much so that we exchanged gifts and I gave him a one-of-one unreleased piece of my old merch, Goated, to truly prove it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He also gave me an Ireland shirt, which makes me look actually cultured, which I really appreciated. Another thing I did was make him food the day before. Oh, maybe that's why he's been mad the entire trip. My cooking was just that good that anything close to my cooking would taste average. That makes so much more sense. Anyways, we were very, very close to the finish line.
There it is.
Oh my god. Damn
We finally made it to technically the Greg's.
it. Let's fucking go.
I look so short in all those photos.
This is the first ever Greg's. We have made it. 7 hours of our time.
All that was left to do was eat a sausage roll in the birthplace of Greg's.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's nearly perfect. Come on! Taste of victory, yeah? The Holy Grail.
So after 42,000 steps in the pouring rain, we went to every Greg's in Newcastle upon Tyne, not including leftover shops. But which Greg's is the best Greg's? Drumroll please. It's Primark Greg's, let's just be honest. It's undefeated. But if you don't think that's a true Greg's, then go to the big Greg's. I definitely didn't need to go all the way out to prove that, but at least I can say that I've been to every Greg's in Newcastle with my best mate.